So stop by our office today. We're conveniently located in the shopping center between Walmart and Goodwill, or you can call us at 427-4237. Or you can apply online at www.1ffc.com. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLSR number 141654, Georgia Residential Mortgage License D number 5656.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for a look, latest in local news. In the news, we continue with our interviews with our legislators who were in town for the Chamber of Commerce Eggs and Issues breakfast this past Friday. They're now in Atlanta for the legislative session. Monday, we talked with State Senator Tommy Williams. Today, we'll hear from State Representative Chad Nimmer, who had these comments about the legislative session and issues pertaining to our district.
You know, kind of like we discussed earlier, the budget, I think, is sometimes people maybe think that comment is a little cliche whenever a representative or senator says the budget's the big issue. But this year, I think you're looking at the curtailing side of Governor Deal's tenure as head of the state and his goals. And I think the General Assembly's goals are to make sure that we build the reserve fund up for Georgia to the point that the economists tell us we need to be to make sure that we can weather what is potentially the next storm coming to our economy, globally speaking, so that Georgia can stay in a balanced state. And I think that is going to be the big topic. And you know, we discussed a lot of key things inside that budget. You've got our education system, our health care system, and our security system for this state. And how we handle those monies going into that and make sure that we retain enough to weather a storm that could possibly come in the next several years. I think that's where all of our focus will lie.
Forest Land Protection Act, the big story here in Wayne County. Wayne County is hoping to see some of that money in 2016. They said it'd be a happy new year if we get some of that money. You seem to know pretty much about what's going on with that between us and the state. So where do we stand, and will we see any of the money in 2016?
I think right now, Bob, we're sitting in a good place as far as Wayne County is concerned, that a lot of what our fears were from Wayne County's standpoint, I hope and I do believe will not come true. I've got firm belief that Department of Revenue is committed to finding a happy resolve for Wayne County so that the citizens don't see any tax increase impact to make up for a shortfall of revenue. So they're in negotiations now, and you know, I'm committed to making sure that two parties stay at the table, and Wayne County's been very amenable to make sure they're accessible at any time for Department of Revenue. And I think that's got to continue, and the cordial conversation has to continue, and I believe we'll see something good come out of it.
And I know you've been in touch with the Department of Revenue. You know that lady pretty well, so what's her take on it?
Her take is, you know, and I had the privilege to make a comment earlier today here at Eggs and Issues about it, was Commissioner Riley. I served with her in the General Assembly before she was appointed commissioner, and so she and I have a good trust with each other, and she is a very knowledgeable lady and doing a great job at the Revenue Department, and she understands that we've got a situation down here that was not intentional. And that there's a lot of great, hardworking people in Wayne County that don't need to be impacted negatively from something that is a clerical error, for a lack of a better term. So she is committed at this point to working with me and the other members of the delegation and elected officials here in Wayne County to make sure that we move forward. And I commend Lynn. She's been a real champion in this process so far.
And a lot of other issues. Marijuana, another issue coming up. Talked to other legislators. There seems to be a bill. They're going to try to make it just a misdemeanor and a $1,000 fine, no longer a felony. You have any thoughts on that?
I have not seen a bill yet. I think Alan Peake was going to pre-file some stuff along with Micah Gravely and Alan Powell. I could be wrong on some of those names, but dealing with marijuana and the charges that come from it, what we've got to do is make sure that we protect those who are using the cannabis oil in the bill that we passed last year. Other than that, I'm still a no-go on recreational pot. But for the medicinal purposes of cannabis oil, I think we've got to make sure that we don't have a system in place that criminally penalizes folks for marijuana possession.
Last several sessions, legalized gambling has been discussed. Nothing's really come to it. I know some of the island areas would like to see something like that, possibly a casino down there. Any talks about that? Any thoughts on legalized gambling in the state of Georgia?
I'm just glad we don't live on an island. No, Bob, I would say that on that, there is a lot of talks. There has been for years. We had a former legislator who is he passed away, unfortunately, Harry Geisinger, who constantly worked on a pari-mutuel horse racing bill, and that was, gambling on horse racing. And what I what I think we will see this year is a lot of conversation, possibly a study committee formed inside the General Assembly to have that. But thus far, I've heard of no legislator who has the appetite to be the one sponsoring a bill legalizing gambling in Georgia. I don't think we're at that point, and I don't think we'll see any legalization of that this year.
And I'm privileged I get access to you guys all the time, but a lot of people want to talk to you during the session. So any way people can get in touch with you, what's the best way to get in touch with Chad Nimmer during the legislative session if they have a question or comment?
Wow. All my information's on the website. I think that would probably be the quickest thing. Just you can go to the Georgia General Assembly website, look up Chad Nimmer, and it's got my email address, it's got my phone numbers, and it's got a district line here in the 912 area code, and there's a 404 area code line. And I'm kind of partial to the 912, so I would refer most folks to that local line.
Okay, Chad, always good to see you. Happy New Year. Best of luck in the session.
Thank you, Bob. Always good to see you as well, and appreciate Wayne County.
And again, those comments, State Representative Chad Nimmer. On Wednesday, we'll conclude with our interviews from the exit issues, and we'll talk with State Representative Bill Werkheiser. Monday was day one of the legislative session. Not much taking place in Atlanta. Miss America, Betty Cantrell, Warner Robins on hand to sing Georgia on My Mind for the representatives, while the Senate honored Performers Collective Soul and the Zach Brown Band. They vote on what days they'll take off, which includes next Monday and the following 2 Fridays. They recess for the day to attend a memorial service for 5 Georgia Southern University nursing students who died last spring on I-16. And we'll continue to follow the legislative session as it takes place up in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Attention pet lovers, the Trade Mart out on 301, directly across from the drive-in, carries an entire line of animal and pet feed, dog food, horse feed, chicken feed, rabbit feed, hog feed, cattle feed, goat feed, and the list goes on. We also have an animal health items as well. Dog wormer, flea pills, horse wormer, ivermectin, red cell, muscle up, and rooster booster pellets. You hunters feeding your deer for late season hunting, we have a 50-pound bag of corn to $7. That's right, 50 pounds, $7. So if you have a farm or just an adorable pet lover, come see us. The Trade Mart, the best kept secret in town.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties for over 13 years. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the only nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our new administrative offices, located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, have opened recently as Phase 1 of our building project. Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak to someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
When it comes to growing a family business, we understand the business of growing. At First Southern Bank, we've been meeting the needs of South Georgia farmers for over 100 years with competitive ag loan rates, including equipment loans, farmland loans, and lines of credit. First Southern Bank has all the banking tools you need to help keep your growing business growing. First Southern Bank, investing in you since 1907. For loan rates and more, visit firstsoutherngA.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wayne County Board of Education meeting today in a work session. On the agenda, approval of their 2016-2017 school calendar, discussion on the budget, revisions on policies, executive session, discuss personnel, comments by the board members, comments by the superintendent of schools. Wayne County Board of Education discussing their budget. One of their meetings, they heard a presentation from Ashley Merritt of InterQuest Detection Canines, a program of trained canine dogs who are trained to find illegal drugs, alcohol, and even firearms. Merritt, on hand at the work session, explained how the procedure would work at the high school.
Let's use a vehicle as an example. So we're out in the parking lot and the dog is working down the row of vehicles and the dog shows interest in the first vehicle. We'll call an alert. He says he sits next to that vehicle. We'll go several cars down. We'll work back into that same car. If he alerts twice on the vehicle, then I'm going to turn to the administrator who's with me and I'm going to say, can you please go find the student who belongs to this vehicle? They'll bring the student out. We have a very formal speech that we give to the student, which involves, after doing a routine inspection, the dog has expressed interest in your vehicle. Here are the things he's trained on. We ask the student if there's anything they can think of the dog would be showing interest in. Then we ask for verbal as well as physical permission to enter the vehicle. The student opens the door, stands back at the administrator while we do the inspection of the vehicle. If we find anything of interest, we show that to the student, we show that to the administrator, and then if it's something that we need to retain, then we'll retain it in the evidence bag, and then we'll ask the student to close the vehicle. If they don't give us permission, then they're turned back over to the administrator, and the administrator then pursues it in your own method. No, sir. We always do the inspection in front of the student with the student present. Even the locker, even though it's the locker is school property, we still ask the student to be present so they can witness the entire activity.
And again, the program does cost every time that it would be used, so the school board has to determine first if they want the service, and if so, if they're willing to put the money in their budget to fund it. Again, Nick Ellis was one board member in favor of the program, saying that the school system does have a problem with drugs. He says the school board needs to do what it can to help solve the problem. And the board meets at that work session, and the budget, one of the items up for discussion today. We'll have a full report for tomorrow here on the local news. Qualifying for the District 4 school board race ended last Friday. 4 candidates in the race. Again, Sharon Jones Daniel, Candace Gilbert, Gary Scott, and Terry Thomas, the 4 candidates. The ballot will be out March the 1st. That's when voters will vote. It coincides with the presidential primary here in the state of Georgia. Again, if there's a runoff, it'll take place later in the month. But again, 4 candidates in the race for March the 1st. Again, Sharon Jones Daniel, Candace Gilbert, Gary Scott, and Terry Thomas, your 4 candidates. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Attention mattress buyers. The Trade Mart out on 301 carries every size mattress that one could want. In stock, every day, twin, full, queen, king, even bunkies for your bunk beds. Twin, starting at $179 for the set, all the way to a king set starting at $349. That's right now for the sets. So if you're needing a mattress for a great price, come see us at the Trade Mart or call us at 427-6966. That's 427-6966. If you snooze, you lose, but don't lose on a snooze that you paid too much for.
I'm Tara Crosby Morrison. We're excited about our January sale down. Innovation that excites, deals that excite.
That's right. The complete lineup of 2016 Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs on sale now at Crosby Nissan. Nissan's got what you want, and Crosby Nissan's got just the right deal for you. From the luxury of Nissan's Maxima to the stylish new Murano, the tough Frontier truck, and anything in between. All on sale this month.
We've also got many 2015 models left, specially priced to save you big money.
Great prices, low interest rates and payments, and Crosby guarantees the highest trade-in allowance of any other dealer.
In our 3rd generation, our family has always offered honesty, customer satisfaction, and money-saving deals.
Saving you money has been a Crosby family tradition for 59 years. Check out their state-of-the-art service department.
Come find out why we're Georgia's oldest Nissan dealer. Crosby Nissan, Highway 1 South, right here in Waycross.
It's a Crosby family tradition.
Give the gift of music. If you need adult or junior drum sets, guitars, band accessories, speakers, amps, or just guitar strings or drumsticks, Jesup now has a place to get them. All Seasons Audio and Music, 123 South Macon Street across from Angel's Fine Dining. They also wire and install audio, lights, and video equipment for your church or camera systems for your home or business. If you or your church or business has a need, call Brian Bush at 385-2713. That's 385-2713. All Seasons Audio, committed to excellence.
Final notes in the news. Wayne County Chamber of Commerce wants to invite the community to attend a ribbon cutting at the new location of Ag South Farm Credit. The event will be held at 10:30 a.m. on Friday, January 22nd at the 855 Odom Highway, and that's for Ag South Farm Credit. Again, Friday, January 22nd at 10:30 a.m. A reminder, the Wayne Service Center located on Sunset Boulevard is now your recycling drop-off center. They'll accept plastic, cardboard, aluminum cans, newspapers, and magazines. The time Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And don't forget Fairhaven Starry Night, a special family-focused evening of music presented by Fairhaven, featuring Wayne County's Crystal Hopkins and Miss Georgia Adeline Kennerly. Friday, February 5th at 7:30 p.m., Coastal Pines Technical College at the Paul Scott Polytech Building. Purchase tickets at Fairhaven Market at 488 Southwest Broad Street. You can call 912-588-1998. Tickets are $25 each, or a family value pack of 5 tickets for $100. Again, all proceeds benefit Fairhaven. Again, the date, Friday, February the 5th. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morganson, have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
Hi, my name is Garrett Pye. I'm a physical therapist at Smart Physical Therapy. Physical therapy is a conservative approach to a healthy and pain-free living. Here at Smart, you are guaranteed one-on-one time every visit, every day. I, Garrett Pye, specialize in headaches, vertigo, and advanced manual therapy skills to address any soft tissue or joint-related pain. Whether it's your back, neck, knee, foot, ankle, doesn't matter. Come see me, Garrett Pye at Smart Physical Therapy. We are located at 1251 South 1st Street, next door to David Orkey Storage Buildings. Please call Smart Physical Therapy at 912-559-2071 and ask for me, Garrett Pye. Again, the phone number is 912-559-2071. And remember, it's your choice on which facility you choose, so call or come by Smart Physical Therapy today.
Smart Physical Therapy, located in Jesup at 1251 South 1st Street. Give them a call at 912-559-2071.
Saturday, January 23rd, it's the 2016 Small Town Throwdown. Small Town Throwdown. Featuring country superstars Justin Moore and Montgomery Gentry. Tickets on sale in Jesup at your Sears Hometown store. Small Town Throwdown is a benefit concert for the Adam and Jenny Wainwright Family Foundation, which is a faith-based organization serving God and mankind. Proceeds from the event will benefit several area charities and organizations. Also performing with Justin Moore and Montgomery Gentry will be Justin Dukes, Lance Stinson, the Mainstream Band, the Brackish Water Boys, and John Belt. Reserve seat tickets $40. VIP tickets $60. Available at your Jesup Sears Hometown store on South 1st Street. The Small Town Throwdown benefit concert is Saturday, January 23rd at the Glynn County Football Stadium in Brunswick. Gates open at 2:30. Music starts at 3:15. Concessions will be available and vendors set up offering souvenir items from the bands. Get your tickets now for the Small Town Throwdown. Saturday, January 23rd at Glynn County Stadium in Brunswick. Small Town Throwdown benefit concert starring Montgomery Gentry and Justin Moore and several area bands including Justin Dukes. We'll see you there.
Food. Glorious food. We're anxious to try it.
Here's your menu in the Wayne County School System for Tuesday, January 12th. Elementary and middle school breakfast, grilled cheese sandwich with ham patty. Elementary and middle school lunch.